Hello everybody and welcome back to the Kingdom Hearts 3 playthrough. So, we finished everything that we needed to do in Arendelle, and so it is time for us to move on to a brand new world. Although of course when I say brand new it isn't exactly new, in the sense that we have seen this world before, it's a lot bigger. A lot bigger. And also quite a bit different than the last time we saw it. We are, of course, heading off to the Caribbean, which obviously originally in Kingdom Hearts 2 it was Port Royal, because it was just Port Royal. There were some islands around the Caribbean, but we didn't really get to explore much of it. This time, oh boy, we get to explore quite a bit, and that is why it's now called the Caribbean. Of course, it's all based on Pirates of the Caribbean, although Kingdom Hearts 3's Pirates of the Caribbean is very much based on At World's End, so we effectively missed out Dead Man's Chest in the middle, because obviously the original time we saw it, it was based on The Curse of the Black Pearl, which was the first film, and yes, then came Dead Man's Chest, which introduced a few elements, well, quite a few elements actually, that then became important in At World's End. But we're effectively going to come into the fray at World's End, and I'm okay with this, partially because Dead Man's Chest wasn't great. I mean, At World's End wasn't amazing either, but I think for the world of Kingdom Hearts, it makes sense that time has passed, and also there is nothing really lost by just skipping over Dead Man's Chest, other than the fact that Elizabeth Swann caused the death of Captain Jack Sparrow by Kraken, and that's it. But oh, I love a bit of this. The Kraken leapt from the ocean brine, look out me hearties, yo-ho, until the lock of the Sparrow can find, look out me hearties, yo-ho, 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 a pirate's life for me. And I'm sorry, but you're using completely the wrong lyrics right now. I mean, it's helpful in the sense that it gives us sort of all of the exposition that we need right now for the whole thing. But I am missing the original lyrics, which, I mean, admittedly are awful, but still. Although this does go on for quite a bit. Whew! That did take a lot longer than I remember it taking, and oh my god.
Yo-ho, a pirate's life for me.
Like, these outfits are amazing. Also, I love how Sora just sort of goes, when actually the lyrics are, we pillage and plunder and we rifle and loot, stand up, me hearties, yo-ho. We kidnap and ravage and don't give a hoot, stand up, me hearties, yo-ho. Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life for me. We extort and pilfer, we filch and sack up, me hearties, yo-ho. Maraud and embezzle and even hijack, stand up, me hearties, yo-ho. Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life for me. We kindle and char and inflame and ignite, stand up, me hearties, yo-ho. We burn up the cities, we're really a fright, stand up, me hearties, yo-ho. We're rascals and scoundrels, we're villains and knaves, stand up, me hearties, yo-ho. We're devils and black sheep, we're really bad eggs, stand up, me hearties, yo-ho. We're beggars and blighters and ne'er-do-well cats, stand up, me hearties, yo-ho. Aye, but we love our mummies and dads, stand up, me hearties, yo-ho. Yo-ho, yo-ho, a pirate's life for me. Obviously there's probably bits and pieces in there and throughout, but yeah, it's not quite as family friendly. So I can understand why they changed it, but I was missing some of those sort of yar, the pirateness of it all. Also, there is one very big omission from the Caribbean, and that is Hans Zimmer's amazing He's a Pirate, which obviously was in Port Royal, but it is distinctly lacking here. And I would say that's sort of one of my disappointments with this world, is that it's just like, I'm constantly wanting and expecting to hear He's a Pirate, the and so on and so forth. But hey, can I just say how good this world looks? It's insane. You take Kingdom Hearts 2, Pirates of the Caribbean, to Kingdom Hearts 3, Pirates of the Caribbean, it's ridiculous.
Where'd we end up this time?
We've been walking forever.
I'm exhausted.
Some pirates? We won't get anywhere without a ship. A ship?
So, this is grand.
Oh boy!
It is a ship!
So yes, right now we are hearing the battle music for the Caribbean, and it is quite fun. Still know he's a pirate, but it's got a similar-ish vibe, and I can live with that.
There, Sora.
Huh? Jack Sparrow!
Captain Jack Sparrow.
Sure is.
Hey, Jack, where are we? Oh,
Belay that! Ship absconding!
huh?
Help me catch the pearl before she gets away!
Aye, aye, Captain.
So yes, we need to go and catch the pearl, and we are reunited with Captain Jack Sparrow. Here portrayed by Jared Butler, apparently. In case she was voiced by James Arnold Taylor, but here apparently it is Jared Butler. I have to say, I totally understand the desire to return to Pirates, because I do think that it was one of the weakest worlds in Kingdom Hearts 2. In part because it was visual design, and I think that this is a much more visually cohesive representation of it. And I think that all of the cast, outside of one, do a pretty excellent job of replicating the original actors. I mean, in one case they do have the original actor, but we'll get into him when we get to him. But I think that Jared Butler definitely does a better job at Captain Jack than James Arnold Taylor did. And so I think they've got a really good version here. Obviously the whole stuff that has occurred with Johnny Depp over the past few years, not ideal. Also does make looking back at sort of all of the old Pirates of the Caribbean films slightly unsavoury, because, yeah, there's a lot of dodgy stuff that's been in the news and all that jazz, and also they're just sort of ruining Fantastic Beasts, along with everything else. I mean, I don't think that he was the worst bit of Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald, but it certainly didn't help.
Jack! Mr. Gibbs!
Aye, Captain.
I thought so. I expect you're able to account for your actions then.
Sir?
There's been a perpetual and virulent lack of discipline upon my vessel. Why?
Sir, you're in Davy Jones' locker, Captain.
Davy Jones' locker?
I know that. I know where I am. And don't think I don't. I'm in Davy Jones' locker. Assuredly.
Jack Sparrow. Barbossa!
Ah, Hector! It's been too long, hasn't it?
Aye, Isla de Muerta, remember? You shot me.
No, I didn't.
Sora, we meet again.
It's lovely to see you all.
Oh, Will, Elizabeth. Is something about you different?
Yeah, you look all swashbuckly.
Well, I've seen some adventures, but I never thought I'd find you here.
Speaking of, where exactly is here? What's all this about a locker?
Davy Jones' locker. Jack neglected to repay a certain debt to Jones. So Jones sent the Kraken to devour Jack. And that's how he ended up here.
I mean, there's a little bit
Then
more to the film,
Davy
but
Jones'
hey.
locker. You're saying that we've gone beyond...
Beyond the grave?
And we're here to wrest Jack from his fate.
Teodolma. Out and about, eh? You had an agreeable sense of the macabre to any delirium.
He thinks we're a hallucination.
Complete with these three masqueraders.
Jack, this is real. We're here. We've come to rescue you.
Huh? Have you now? That's very kind of you. But it would seem that as I possess a ship and you don't, you're the ones in need of rescuing. And I'm not sure as I'm in the mood.
Jack! Cutler Beckett has the heart of Davy Jones. He controls the Flying Dutchman.
He's taking over the seas.
And he must be stopped. The brethren caught is called.
Leave you people alone for just a minute and look what happens. Everything's gone to pot.
I'm lost. What's going on?
You missed an entire
Well,
movie, Sora. That's what's going
Sounds
on.
to me like this Beckett fella they mentioned is trying to conquer the ocean.
Oh,
That seemed wants to everyone.
yeah. No conquerors.
Listen, Jack. The world needs you back something fierce.
And you need a crew.
Why should I sail with any of you? 4 of you have tried to annihilate me.
Jack, we're on your side.
So you are, mates. I never could have caught the pill without you. Sora, Donald, Goofy, you're hired.
Yes.
Now, as for the rest of you... Teodolma, you're in. Gibbs, you can come.
Hey.
Weigh anchor, all hands. Prepare to make sail.
Jack. Which way you going, Jack?
So yes, we are out at sea and it's wonderful and everything. So we'll just go over a few of the voice actors. You probably noticed the one that I was saying was particularly the worst in the entire game, but we'll get to her in a minute. So we have Crispin Freeman returning as the voice of Will Turner, obviously in the original film portrayed by the absolutely amazing Orlando Bloom. Captain Barbossa returns, and he is once again voiced by Brian George, originally portrayed by Jeffrey Rush. Gibbs appears for the first time, voiced by his original actor, Kevin McNally, who does a great job. Tia Dalma is here. She is voiced by Leslie Miller. She was originally portrayed by Naomi Harris, I believe. Yes, that is another one. And then we've got a couple of characters who we haven't encountered yet, so I will leave them be. But yes, the one who did the worst job is delightful Elizabeth Swan, who is voiced by the same person who voiced her in Kingdom Hearts 2, Eliza Schneider. Doing what I would say is a worse job than she did in Kingdom Hearts 2, and it's appalling. Like, it sounds absolutely nowhere close to Keira Knightley. Absolutely nothing like her.
So
and
we do have a destination, right?
Pretty.
I can't tell anymore.
Pretty terrible, and it sticks out like a sore thumb throughout the entire world. And I mean, there's a point a little bit later on when we get towards the finale where she has a big speech, and it's just like, oh god, this is literally the worst thing ever. She's terrible in this. I very rarely say that a voice actor does an awful job.
The guy Will
This is
mentioned?
an example where I
Who does he think he is,
can't
anyway?
get away from
And what did
saying
Jack
that
ever do to him?
it's awful.
Truly.
Everyone else does a brilliant
You
job.
don't
It's
know who David
literally
Jones
just her, and
is.
it's just like it's really
You
painful
say
because
you be men of the sea.
by comparison, she's so much worse than everybody else
Let's
in
put
here.
it this way. We're from another sea.
Aye, now. Jack and David Jones' fate be intertwined. Jones, him raise Jack's precious pearl from the depths and make Jack captain for 13 years. In exchange, Jack promised to give Jones him soul as payment. But 13 years pass, and Jack failed to return. So Jones, him send the Kraken to devour Jack, taking him and the pearl back to the depths. But if Jones learned that witty Jack cheat that fate, him gonna punish Jack even worse. And Jack's friends too.
Are you talking about us?
You mean that the Kraken's gonna eat us?
Let the Kraken have a crack. I ain't scared.
Not scared at all. That be rare. Most men, them run for land at the mention of the Kraken. Not you.
Because they've never seen it, Duck.
But Jack be scared. He want to be free of his debt to David Jones. That's why him need the box.
Box?
Oh, it be a chest where David Jones lock away the part of him that hurt. The pain it caused him was too much to live with, but not enough to cause him to die.
And what part of him is that?
Him heart.
I mean, it makes sense. And whilst that's all going on, look who it is.
A creature absent a heart, and yet somehow able to keep existing. Not even my finest replica can claim that achievement. The secret must be in that box. I have to know what mysteries it contains.
I believe our orders were to find the box and seize it. No more. Put a leash on that runaway curiosity.
Always so short-sighted. Why would the organization seek me out just as soon as I was recompleted? If not to affirm my intellectual prowess and invest in my research. Every stride I make is a stride for all of us.
Oh, really? And what exactly are we striding towards?
Luxord, do I detect a hint of treachery in your words?
What? Don't be absurd. But to be clear, I serve the organization. I don't share your need to please Xemnas. He's good at wrapping you around his little finger. Always has been.
All I desire is the freedom to continue my research. Ansem the Wise refused to nurture my talents, so I cast my lot with Xemnas. With Xehanort, rather. Simple as that.
I see. And you don't care how he uses your research?
Not in the slightest. All that concerns me is that I complete the perfect human vessel.
That's all well and good. But I know this world better than you. Kindly stay out of the way.
Oh, of course. Considering those pests have shown up, I'd hardly get anything done.
I already know what to do with the pests. Then you can resume your stuffy studies.
That's my boy. I'll be watching from the shadows then.
God, that loading screen took a while, didn't it? Can I just say that just made no sense whatsoever?
Thanks, Jack. You could have warned us.
Yeah, everything went topsy-turvy and upsy-downsy.
Well, at least we're back in the land of the living.
I mean, that's true.
Never fear. All according to plan.
But that be no reason to rest easy.
A ship!
I've never seen one like that.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of Heartless on it, so we're gonna have to do a little something about that.
Heartless!
And that looks like a boss fight to me.
Look out!
Barbosa, have you allied with those fiends again?
Don't impugn me honor. Why would I conspire with them?
But you did conspire with them.
Could you discuss it later?
Huh?
Get ready!
So, yes, we have a somewhat fun boss fight. It's one that actually,
Get a little closer.
a lot of people seem to have had trouble with.
Yeah, we can't do that.
I don't quite know how. because like this is my first time that I played it, and I did perfectly fine. I mean, I suppose I get the principle, but it's quite a cool set piece.
Protect the ship. I'll handle the Heartless.
So yes, the way that this fight plays out is that you get to ride on the Flying Heartless, and you've got to use them to, you know, shoot at and get to the big Heartless, and basically sort of once you've whittled him down enough you can get on his back and start causing some actual damage. You do have a point where you do not want to get caught by, well, you don't want the pearl to get damaged too much, because otherwise you know that will be a game over. But honestly, I really didn't find this too bad. Just kind of fling out the torpedoes and just sort of charge towards it, and eventually it'll kind of let you do what you want to do. And then, so basically, as soon as you can do that, you can sort of get on, and then it's just a case of just flinging yourself up when it gives you the opportunity. And then the key is just sort of staying on its back for as long as possible. You're generally going to, I think, end up two-cycling it at least, but you just sort of go in for the attack. When it sort of stops getting affected and rears back, that's when you just go into barrier and just sort of keep pressing the barrier until it's done. And then as soon as it's done, you just go back to whooping its ass. And that's basically it. This is why I honestly get very confused by the people who said that they had a really difficult time with this fight, and that they sort of really didn't like it, because yeah, as you can see, not that bad. And then, I mean, it is admittedly just quite fun to ride on these things, and then you just get onto another one of these guys and attack. I think one of the things that can happen is that if the Heartless you're on takes too much damage, or you take too much damage, if you basically get off, then when you leap onto another Heartless, I think it heals you. I'm not 100% sure if that is indeed the case. I suppose that is the bit that people find the most challenging, but you can also, you know, just kill the Heartless that are around you as well to get some of that health back. And so, yeah, this is the whole thing. If you just look at how I'm doing it, and honestly, I mean, I suspect that in the critical mode that the game just got updated with, it's going to be a lot harder. But as it was, this was my first time on Proud Mode. Just not a problem at all, really. It's like, I remember, I think somebody compared it to like Ruler of the Sky, and I was just like, no. Ruler of the Sky was like full-on tedious. This guy, yeah, no, not so much. I've dealt with much worse boss fights. Much worse boss fights. And we get Air Slide, so that is also going to be very, very helpful, I think. And next time we're actually going to start to get to explore, which is going to be quite glorious, I think.
All right. Huh? Well, wait! Oh no!